promoting and supporting some of the cornerstones of the American experience. It's all about family, faith, and freedom. Now let's get back to the Curtis Report with your host, Barry Curtis.
Hey, thanks back and welcome back to the Curtis Report. Appreciate you joining us as always. I appreciate you folks on Facebook. You completely and utterly rock. Thank you, thousands of folks on Facebook. Hey, look here. Check us out on our website, thecurtisreport.com. If you check into thecurtisreport.com, you'll see all these photos and bios and stories and whatever of former guests, current guests, future guests, some of my old columns for newspapers. I have to laugh. I just realized it. You all remember, I used to do a column for the North Dallas Gazette, and such a liberal newspaper, and I just incensed those people. But anyhow, a lot of those columns before they fired me off the newspaper. They didn't like my politics. A lot of those columns are still there. So go back and take a look at those columns, because I'm just unbridled here, and you all know that. But you know what? Thanks for making us number one. Thanks for making the Curtis Report number one in the Dallas-Fort Worth area on Sundays for Conservative Christian Talk Radio. If you're listening to Conservative Christian Talk Radio on Sunday, you're listening to the Curtis Report. And I'm humbled by that. Truly. Honestly, I am. And thank you for making us number one. Hey, we're not PC here. We tell it like it is. And maybe that's why we're number one. If you're listening on Saturday, you're probably listening to a rerun. Still cool. The show is very popular, so they rerun it sometimes on Saturday afternoons, evenings. I've heard it, other times too. But Sunday's our time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday. A couple things I didn't do. I want to give kudos out to Ann Coulter. Hey, thanks, Ann Coulter, for sending me your book and the very nice words in the forward. And this was like 3 months ago. Okay. It's Adios America, the left's plan to turn our country into a third world country. I haven't read it yet. I've seen the excerpts of it. It looks cool. And Ann Coulter, she totally rocks. I could really marry her if she begged me, but I won't go there. And then the really cool part, I got this the other day. Thank you, Bill O'Reilly. He's got this thing with Martin DeGard. Killing Jesus, killing Patton, killing everybody. Lincoln, but he's got 3 more of these books coming out, from what I hear. And I want to seriously, though, Bill O'Reilly, you're very kind, got the book in the mail, got the thank you card, and you are amazing. Thank you for the personal handwritten note, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Bill O'Reilly will be on our website, Killing Reagan. I have not read it yet, but I will read it, but I highly recommend it because all those killing series are absolutely wonderful. And so thank you, Bill O'Reilly, for your kind words on that and your forward to your book. And there's 3, and Megan Kelly was saying the other, there's 3 more of these books coming out. I don't know who else he's be killing, but, he's got some more coming out. So we'll have to look into that. On the first segment, we were talking about Dallas County Commissioner John Wiley Price. I know, guys. It's he's the longest serving Dallas County representative ever. About 34 years he's been serving. And he is an institution here in Dallas. And in my opinion, he is a crook. And he is under a 107-page federal indictment. And he needs to go. He needs to go to prison is where he needs to go. But you all know me. We've got this huge thing going back and forth, and it is what it is. Hey, it's great for my rating. So, hey, keep it up, John Wiley Price. It doesn't matter. But, he's under a 107-page federal indictment, this crook, in my opinion, John Wiley Price. And here's the arrogance of this guy. We've talked about this so often. And John Wiley Price doesn't need any introduction here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He's more well-known than I am, and he doesn't need any introduction. But, he is a black man. Surprise if you didn't know that. Of course, everybody knows that because he wears it on the sleeve. He's black and he's persecuted. The reason why he has a 107-page federal indictment is because he's black, right? Right, John? That's because it has nothing to do with you stealing money. It has nothing to do with you using the office to enrich your personal gain. No. It's just because you're black, right, John Wiley Price? It's because you're black. Here's the deal with this guy, okay? Here's the deal with this guy. He was arrested. When he was arrested, and I'd love to have seen that. If somebody got any photos of John Wiley Price in handcuffs, send them to me. Curtis at thecurtisinitiative.com. I don't think I have any photos, but I will post that up on the website. If you got John Wiley Price in handcuffs, but I'm going to search the web, and y'all got some, I know you'll send them to me. I know you will. But when he was arrested, he had $10,000 in cash in his pocket. $10,000 in cash in his pocket. when they searched his home. In his safe, he had $400,000 in cash in his safe. Now, this is a little lowly black public servant, right? He helps the people of black folks of Dallas County, right? He's down there in the ghettos, being the number one public servant for black folks right down there in Oak Cliff, right? And right down there in East Dallas, right? John Wiley Price, but you have $400,000 in cash. And I've said this often, but if the FBI were to raid back east, the Gambino crime family, right? They were like to bust in some pizzeria or Italian restaurant owned by the Gambino crime family. You would expect to find $400,000 in cash in their safe. Why? Because cash is the currency of crime. That's why. Nobody has $400,000 sitting in their safe, really? How'd you make that $400,000, John Wiley Price? That's what I want to know. Your yearly salary as a commissioner on the court isn't that much. So you must have been saving a couple of years of your salary. Is that right, John Wiley? And you just put that in cash. You didn't spend the money on anything else. Of course, you didn't spend it on the several different homes that you own in southern Dallas. You didn't spend it on the numerous cars that you own in southern Dallas, right? Oh, I forgot. Some of those cars and homes you put in your friends' names, right? It's friends of mine too, like Mrs. Neely, who's going to prison as a result of you, right? So you manipulated her to put cars in her name. My good friend, Karen Manning, who's going to prison because of you, you manipulated her and her business, right, John? But you're not untouchable, are you, John? Here's the big slap in the face to you folks here in Dallas County. Here's the deal. Okay? And John Wiley and I can go back and forth and we can do, whatever, this kind of stuff. Here's the slap in the face. You're footing his criminal defense. The citizens of Dallas County are paying for this man's criminal defense. You don't think so? Listen to the federal judge's ruling. You're paying for his criminal defense. And I tell you what, why don't you just call John Wiley Price and ask him why the citizens of Dallas County are paying for the criminal defense of this man. Here's the number. 214-653-6671. 214-653-6671. I'm going to put this on a website as well, and we'll put this on social media as well. That's not his personal number. If I had to, I'd probably give that to you too. That's not his personal number. That is the number to the office of the county commissioner there in Dallas. Every citizen of Dallas has a right to call that number. It's public record. Call it, 214-653-6671, and ask Luana. She works for John Wiley Price. Nice lady. Ask her if you don't get through, because you're not going to get through to John Wiley. He'll call you a fat boy. He'll cuss you out. He'll break your windshield wipers. Remember all that? But he won't talk to you on the phone. But ask Luana why the citizens of Dallas County are paying for this man's criminal defense. 214-653-6671. Call and ask him. Be honest. Don't be rude or distasteful. Whatever. You're a citizen of Dallas County. Pick up the phone and say, why are we paying for your criminal defense? We're paying your salary and we're paying for your criminal defense. Really, John Wiley Price? He's been to the black churches down in South Dallas, begging for money there as well, because he's being persecuted because he's black. So he's been all down there. I'm still on his mailing list, so he sent me this little thing he had several weeks back. And then I said, oops, Barry, no, we didn't mean to send it to you. But I was too late. I already seen it all. He's asking for more money. Here's my question to you, John Wiley Price. On the money that you raised at the little event that you did about 6 weeks ago, have you reported that to the Internal Revenue Service? Is the FBI aware of the money you raised there? And shouldn't we be notified of that? Maybe want to check into that. Or maybe I just need to give the call to the FBI. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just to make sure they're understanding you're raising money there and where that money's being spent and where it's going to, John Wiley Price. This whole thing is just ridiculous. Have you no shame, John Wiley Price? Have you no shame? You know one of the reasons why this show is popular, John Wiley Price? Because we're non-PC. We don't care. We're not afraid of this leftist political establishment down there in Dallas County. We don't care, John Wiley Price. We're going to tell the truth, and we're busting truth. That's why we're number one. That's why you're going to prison. And this is why this is happening here, John Wiley Price. We want the truth. You don't have any shame. You continue to sit there in that office. The arrogance that you have to have the taxpayers of Dallas County paying for what you're doing. And in addition to that, you just announced you're running for re-election. You're an embarrassment. Have you no shame? Guys, I'm sorry, we're up against a hard break. Be right back with more of the Curtis Report in just a moment.